Yeah, so we're not accountants or lawyers, just keep in mind. So we always have to put this disclaimer that we're not advisors. But of course, the one way that we always preach is to use an IRA to avoid capital gains taxes, right? So you have the traditional IRA where your taxes are essentially deferred. You put in pre-tax money, you don't get taxed up front. And then later, and when you reach retirement, from the age of, let's say, around 59 and a half and above, you could start taking distributions, and then you get taxed as regular income on those distributions. And the other way is the Roth IRA, where you don't get taxed on your gains once you start taking distributions, but you do get taxed up front. So you're putting in post-tax money, and when you're 59 and a half, you start taking distributions, you don't pay taxes. And which one you choose, it depends on your beliefs and personal situation.
What's your preference?
Well, I personally did traditional. I probably will also do a Roth because I do believe, that the gains are going to be huge, and I don't want to pay taxes later. I'd rather pay taxes now on it if I can. So anyway, which one you choose is really talk to your accountant about that one.
Yeah, and there's other ways. I guess point number 2 is pack your bags and move. You go to better climates and go to Puerto Rico or Singapore. I know that a lot of billionaires have been moving to Singapore, but also a lot of state domestic residents have been just moving down to Puerto Rico to capitalize on this kind of loophole. So it's a good thing if you kind of want change as well. So yeah, to move to a different area that allows for you to capitalize on these capital gains. Yeah. And then another way also is
you could leverage your losses.
Yeah.
That's another way. So we're now 2022. We're going to do our taxes for 2021. If you lost some money at the end of 2021 because of this big dip, what you could do, not anymore, but what you could have done is sell at a loss and then rebuy, because crypto is not subject to the wash sale rule. And so that means that within 30 days after you sell your assets, you can buy a similar asset, right? So let's say with Bitcoin, you sell Bitcoin, you lost, let's say 20,000, then you rebuy a minute later, and now you can use those losses against any gains that you had. So if you gained 20 grand, from a sale within the year, the 2021 year, and then now you can use that loss and not pay any taxes, right? Because that loss offsets the gain. So you can do that. You can play around with that.
And then also, you could also lend out your tokens as well, or your crypto, to avoid the capital gain taxes, which is a good way of earning interest.
Yeah, because you're holding on to it, right?
Yeah.
You hold on to it, and if you don't sell, there's no taxable event, so you're not paying taxes, and at the same time you can gain interest.
Mm-hmm.